While I found this protest appalling, I will not waver in my belief that it should be allowed to happen. Ours is a free society where the right to peaceful protest is sacred.
As alleged, both defendants have admitted that they acted on Saturday because of ICE.
It does not belong only to those we agree with. It belongs to everyone. I will defend that right every day that I am mayor, even when those protesting say things that I abhor. This was a vile protest rooted in white supremacy entitled "Stop the Islamic Takeover of New York City."
America, did you just hear what that man said? New York City's mayor, their first Muslim mayor, Zohram Mamdani, just defended a protest where literal ISIS-inspired terrorists threw bombs into a crowd. And his response is, I'll defend it, and I'll defend their right to protest, even if it's something that I don't agree with. Brother, they didn't just say things. They threw explosives into the crowd. Let me show you what's really happening here. Guys, here's what went down this weekend in New York City, and the media is obviously trying to bury this situation because it doesn't fit their narrative. There was an anti-Islam protest, and I don't even care about that particular part because freedom of speech, whatever, this is America. But what happened next is obviously incredibly terrifying. Two men from Pennsylvania, Emir, Balat, and Ibrahim, something or other, I can't say his last name, showed up to the protest and threw improvised explosive devices. Now, originally, when I reported this on the other channel, I stated that it was smoke bombs because that was the information that was originally released. So they weren't smoke bombs. They weren't firecrackers. They were actual IEDs packed with nails and screws designed to kill a bunch of people. And NYPD bomb squad confirmed that one of the devices had something in it contained and called TATP, is the same explosive used in the Manchester Arena bombing and the Paris attacks and ISIS operations worldwide. So these two dudes, not these two dudes, but the one dude that threw this device here, were shouting Ali Akbar while they were trying to detonate the device in the middle of New York. And then the mayor's response says, the mayor says, well, we just got to respect everybody and their right to protest. What?
While I found this protest appalling, I will not waver in my belief that it should be allowed to happen. Ours is a free society where the right to peaceful protest is sacred. It does not belong only to those we agree with. I will defend that right every day that I am mayor, even when those protesting say things that I abhor. Let me also be clear about something else. New York City will never tolerate violence, whether from protests or counter-protests. Many of the counter-protesters met this display of bigotry peacefully, with a vision of a city that is welcoming to all.
I got to give NYPD credit because those officers ran towards those explosives to protect people. Obviously, that is true heroism. But this mayor, Zohram Mamdani, let me show you what he actually says, and let me know if it makes sense to you guys.
Let me also be clear about something else. New York City will never tolerate violence. Yesterday, privately, and to thank the dozens of other officers who responded without hesitation.
Listen to what he called this.
They are suspected of coming here to commit an act of terrorism.
See, suspected of coming here to commit acts of terrorists. Suspected. He says that there's suspected acts of people. See what he says here? Because context matters. Suspected of coming here to commit acts of terrorism. Suspected. Underlined, bold, italicized, bro. They threw bombs. They're not suspected anymore.
As alleged, both defendants have admitted that they acted on Saturday because of ISIS. As Kayumi was being placed into an NYPD vehicle following his arrest, a person in the crowd asked why he had done this.
All right, hold on. Did you catch what the commissioner just said?
As alleged.
Let me replay that for y'all because this is incredibly crucial.
As alleged.
They admitted this wasn't speculation. After being arrested, one of them was asked why he did it. You know what he said? He said ISIS, just one word. Then at the precinct, after being read his Miranda rights, he said he watched ISIS propaganda on his phone and his actions were inspired by ISIS. The other individual wrote a message declaring that I pledge allegiance to Islamic State. Die in your rage. This is what it said. He also told investigators that he wanted to carry out a bigger attack that was bigger than the Boston Marathon bombing.
We charged two individuals today, Balat and Kayumi. They are charged federally with 5 counts. Attempted provision of material support and resources to a designated foreign terrorist organization, use of a weapon of mass destruction, transportation of explosive materials, interstate transportation and receipt of explosives, and unlawful possession of destructive devices.
What's crazy about this? TATP, Mother of Satan, is the same explosive that was used in the Manchester Arena bombing, 22 people killed. Paris attacks, 130 people killed. The Brussels bombing, 32 people killed. Dozens of ISIS operations worldwide. This isn't kids playing with fireworks. This is battlefield-grade terrorist explosive. And New York City's mayor is talking about respecting the right to peacefully protest. Brother, Zoran Mamdani, the protest was peaceful until ISIS-inspired terrorists showed up with bombs.
These were ISIS-inspired actions. And it is chilling that they wanted to do something more than the Boston Marathon, more than 3 deaths. Free speech and peaceable assembly are the bedrock of American democracy. But violence is not protected.
And let me show you what else they found. They found a third device in a car nearby the mayor's house. Inside the vehicle, investigators found handwritten notes with recipes for TATP explosives and a list of chemical ingredients. This wasn't some spontaneous decision, obviously. This was planned and orchestrated. They drove from Pennsylvania with bomb-making materials, assembled the devices, designed it to kill, and attempted a terrorist attack on American soil.
Of us were home at the time. This was a vile protest rooted in white supremacy entitled Stop the Islamic Takeover of New York City.
Hold on. I hope you guys heard that. Did you catch what he said? He calls the protest vile and rooted in white supremacy, but he defends the right to have it. But the ISIS terrorists who showed up to murder people, he calls them 2 men who attempted to bring violence. Not terrorists, not ISIS operatives, just 2 men. You see what he's doing there? He's more upset about the speech he disagrees with than the bombs that actually could have killed dozens of New Yorkers. This is the same pattern that we see in every Democrat-run city. They'll condemn and box in conservative protesters. They'll condemn Trump supporters. They'll condemn anybody who questions immigration policy. But when actual terrorists show up, when actual bomb pledging alliances to ISIS people show up, well, they say, we got to respect everybody's perspective. We got to respect everybody's perspective. This is what they say. Come on. This is absolutely insane. This is why this isn't getting any coverage here. Now, let me zoom out and show you the bigger picture, because this isn't just about one incident in New York. Zoran Mamdani became New York City's first Muslim mayor in January 26. Now, I don't care about religion. I don't care if the mayor is Christian, Muslim, Jewish, Buddhist, whatever. If you do your job to protect American citizens, that's all that matters to me. But here's the pattern that we need to recognize. Zoran Mamdani has been implementing sanctuary city policies since day one. Even before day one, he refused to cooperate with ICE. He prioritized protecting illegal immigrants over American citizens. And now, when ICE-inspired terrorists show up to his city with bombs, his first instinct, you guys, is to defend the protests that attracted them instead of focusing on the fact that these terrorists were actually trying to kill people in New York. They said New York has been in a heightened state since the war in Iran started. They've deployed heavy weapons teams, K-9 units, aviation units, the whole 9 yards. When Mayor Zoran Mamdani prioritizes defending a protest he calls appalling while downplaying that ISIS operatives just attempted to create some mass casualties. What is going on here? A lot of times what I'm seeing in these liberal cities is that leadership cares more about the virtue signaling than protecting their own citizens. They spend millions on illegal immigrants and illegal immigrant services. They'll defend protesters that they personally disagree with. They prioritize ideology over safety. And then when the inevitable happens, when violence comes, when terrorism shows up, they act shocked. You know what's interesting? The NYPD commissioner said this was the first time an IED was deployed targeting New Yorkers since 2017. And just weeks within Mamdani's administration, we have ISIS operatives with TATP explosives trying to kill people. Now, I'm not saying that this is a particular coincidence, and I'm not saying that when you create sanctuary policies, when you refuse to work with federal law enforcement, when you prioritize illegal immigrants and radical ideology over American citizens, that you create an environment where this kind of stuff can actually happen. I'm definitely not saying that. But this is what I've been telling you guys. These politicians, all of this woke ideology bullcrap has consequences. Open borders have consequences. Sanctuary cities have consequences. Refusing to enforce immigration law has consequences. And the consequences are inevitable. Bad people with bad intentions see the city as a particular target. The FBI raided homes in Pennsylvania, Bucks County, because that's where these terrorists came from. They found bomb-making material. They found notes about how to make these explosive. They found evidence in regards to planning. But instead of saying that we have to hunt down every terrorist who threatens New York, he says, Zoran Mamdani says, we got to respect everybody's right to protest. This guy needs to read the room. New Yorkers don't need a civics lesson right now about the First Amendment. They need a mayor who says, if you come to my city with bombs, you're going to FAFO. That's the bottom line. You're going to get the full extent of the law. America, here's the bottom line. 2 ISIS-inspired terrorists from Pennsylvania traveled to New York with improvised explosive devices containing TATP, the same explosives used in the deadly terrorist attack in the last decade. They threw bombs packed with nails and screws into a crowd with the intention to kill as many people as possible. They admitted that they were inspired by ISIS. They wrote declarations pledging their allegiance to the Islamic State. One of them said they wanted to kill more people than the Boston Massacre bombing. And New York City Mayor Zoran Mamdani defends the protests that were happening and lectured Americans about the sacred right of free speech. Nobody is arguing against free speech here, Mr. Zoran Mamdani. What we're arguing is that when terrorists show up with bombs, just maybe your primary focus should be on terrorism, not defending protests. Let me know what you guys think about this. Drop it down in the comment section down below. Smash the like button if you kindly would. Share, subscribe, and as always, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.